Who are we as a community? Who are we as people in the Middletown area? Who are we as this congregation? We are relational. Because really, this community, communities in general, most of the Bible points to relationships. In fact, Jesus says that you can kind of distill the whole Bible down to love the Lord your God with all your soul, your mind, your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. It's really all about relationships. And many of your stories had to do with relationships that you had developed in this community. Whether they were friendships, whether they were Sunday school teachers or Bible study leaders, whether it was a small group that you had been a part of. But so many of your stories had to do with important relationships that had developed between you and other members of this community. We are relational. We are biblical. And this again came up in so many of the stories that our relationships with one another and our relationship with God grows as we study the Bible together. As we begin to see how the Bible actually speaks into our everyday lives, how it actually informs how we should live, not just in this sanctuary, but out in the world. And these are all things that are part of this community's DNA. It's part of what makes us who we are as a community. We are prayerful. We believe in the power of prayer. And as such, we actually actively pray for ourselves and for one another. We pray for direction for ourselves and for our community. And in fact, this church is known, at least by some, for their prayer. We have people that have no other connection to this church who contact us and our prayer team for prayer because they have seen how prayer has helped in various situations in their lives. So when things come up, they contact Debbie or somebody to get on our prayer list because we are known as a praying church. Intergenerational. Now, some of these may seem more aspirational. You may look around this sanctuary today and think, well, this doesn't seem particularly intergenerational. But we have historically been intergenerational, and it is something that is important to us as a community. Okay, our balcony is a little bit more intergenerational. But the reality is, it is something that is important to us. Whether we are fully living into it currently or not, it is something we want to be, it is something we have been, and something we intend to continue to be. And in fact, even though you don't necessarily see the evidence in our pews, the reality is, at least during upward season, we have almost 250 kids between the ages of kindergarten and 5th grade who fill that gym with siblings and cousins and parents and grandparents and uncles and aunts, filling that gym all day long every Saturday. And we have the opportunity to speak into their lives, to share the love of Jesus with all of them, even though they might not be here in the sanctuary on Sunday morning. And we have Vacation Bible School, where we have the opportunity to share with our children and with the children of the community the love of Jesus. So the intergenerational, while it's not always as evident, is something that's important to us and that we live into. And the last one is missional. And this is where we seek to serve the community around us, not just ourselves. And certainly, we have partnerships with T.M. Thomas in Chester and Chester Eastside Ministries, as well as the shelter that we have a team that creates dinners for at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. And then there are all sorts of other ways that individuals and small groups and whatever serve this community in a variety of ways. That not just, we're not just perhaps preaching the gospel, but we are living out the gospel in the community.